Hello friends! Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm gonna take you into my kitchen. Welcome to my cooking show! For my first recipe here on YouTube, I'm sharing how to make a gluten-free siomai. These are usually filled with pork, sometimes beef, or shrimp. But instead of the typical wonton wrapper that has wheat in it, I'm making this a little bit healthier by wrapping it with green cabbage. So, if you're following a paleo or keto diet, or simply gluten-free, then this is perfect for you. Alright, let's begin. Here are the ingredients you'll need. Green cabbage for a siomai wrapper, about 1.5 cups of minced carrots, an egg, about 2 inches of fresh grated ginger, sea salt, oregano, garlic powder or granules. I love this lemon pepper by Simply Organic, but any ground pepper will do. Crushed red pepper if you want it a little spicy. And that's it! Of course, you can add whatever ingredients you want, but to me, these are the basics. And the more carrots you have, the yummier it will get. A fresh ginger will also make this recipe. And my meat of choice is this ground pork. We're using 1 pound on this recipe, and of course, a steamer. I got this one off of Amazon. And don't forget the baking liners. You can also improvise by using the leftover green cabbage from your ingredients. This one is optional, but I like to add it on top of the siomai to give it a pizzazz. Are you ready? Let's do this! Let's first soften the cabbage by filling a pot with water. And I like to sprinkle it with some sea salt. And then I already trimmed the bottom part of my cabbage so that I can put it flat in my pot. Now I'm dunking it in, but see, it doesn't go all the way in because this cabbage is too big. So find a smaller cabbage that will fit in your pot. So now what I have to do is constantly rotate it so that it gets cooked on all sides. You also don't want it too cooked or to get too soggy, just enough for the cabbage to be able to wrap around the pork. As I wait for it to cook, I'm gonna prep the ingredients. I use this mini food processor to chop or mince my carrots. I like it like a baby food consistency, so it really kind of meshes well with the pork. I'm gonna use my knife to peel the ginger, but you can use whatever you want. I highly recommend for you to use a ginger that's fresh and not the spice because this will make it. Now I'm gonna rotate the cabbage to make sure that it's cooked on the other side. Here's my peeled ginger. Next, we're gonna mince it or finely dice the ginger. You can also use a grater, but I'm gonna use my mini food processor where I diced my carrots. This one is from Hamilton Beach, and I love this compared to the other ones that I've used in the past. I just tap it, and it does a great job. I used 3 different brands before, but they always break on me, and this one is still holding up. And it's also very easy to clean. Here is my ginger with my leftover carrots, and we're gonna mix them all together. Just grabbing this transparent bowl so you guys can see what I'm mixing in. First is ground pork. I'm mixing this with my hands, so if you want to use a spatula, go ahead, but I'm gonna remove my jewelries first or rings so that I don't contaminate my pork siomai or my rings because these are made of silicone, just in case you're wondering. It's by Enso. Then I'm gonna add the carrots, making sure that it's evenly distributed. I like to mix the meat with my hands just because I feel like the chemistry of our hands and the meat mesh together better. And because I'm a carnivore. Just kidding, guys. I just grew up seeing my mama and my lola or grandmother doing this all the time, and I feel like it really does make a difference. Now I'm adding in the ginger. Mixing it some more, and I find this very therapeutic. And then the egg. Sea salt, and at this point I'm just adding in all the spices. By the way, my right hand is still very clean. Alright, so far here's how it looks. Let's go visit our cabbage, and this is how you want it. You can now turn off your stove if you feel like all the sides are cooked. And then I'm gonna take it out of the pot, placing it on top of my chopping board, but I realized it's very watery, so I'm gonna move it onto a plate. Alright, now my chopping board is clean and I'm ready to slice. You like it square so that it's easier to wrap? Or if you end up with something like this, you can just trim the excess. Either way will make it work, but if you can do a little bit more square, like this, then that's better. Then I'm putting on the baking liners. And for the second layer. And this is how it looks. If you have a lot of excess cabbage, you can also use those for liners. Okay, now we're gonna wrap the siomai. I'm putting the cabbage on my left hand, like this. And then I'm gonna get a little scoop like this. You can also measure this, but to me, we're just gonna eat it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna wing it. Just like that. It's probably like a tablespoon or a little more than that. And then this is a time where your patience is gonna get tested. So I'm just gonna wrap it however I want. And if this is your first time, I have 2 P tips for you. Practice and patience. Ta-da! This is how my first one looks. Not the prettiest, but now I'm gonna show you how it looks inside. So you get an idea how much you can stuff in one layer. And I'm gonna make it a little prettier so it should look more like this. Bam! See the difference? Magic. Better, right? Now it's your turn to practice. I'm just gonna speed up this video, guys, so you don't stare at me the whole time because this will take a while. Hopefully, I have a better viewing system for you guys next time, so apologies if it's a little hard to see, but for a first time, I think I did pretty good. What do you think? Just leave it in the comments because I would love to improve my videos for you. Or maybe a gadget suggestion for an overhead shot? Just type it in the comment section below. See? Practice makes perfect. Ta-da! Here's the look of my first layer, and if you're wondering, this is an 8 inches diameter steamer, and I was able to fit about 16 siomais. This is my remaining cabbage and I'm gonna use these ones next. Alright, I'm done with my second layer and it's time to steam. I'm grabbing my pan and I'm gonna fill this with a little bit of water. Just ignore the messy sink. And that's about enough. Now to put it on the stove. Oh, before I forget, I'm gonna chop these green onions and sprinkle it on top of the siomai. Alright, then the second layer. Now setting the timer to 30 minutes. We'll make sure it's cooked using my handy dandy thermometer. Yum! Look at that! Yes! It's finally cooked! Siomai is done! Here is the bottom layer. Just to double check if both layers are cooked. Definitely more cooked than the top layer. Season it with cocoa aminos for a gluten-free option. Mission accomplished! Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell next to it so you get notified when I upload new content. Thanks guys for watching! Bye! My cooking show! Siomai! Welcome to my first ever cooking show. Siomai! Siomai!